know yet?
Position yourself to receive from God.
When you say you don't know.
David G. Evans teaching When Men Pray.
Yeah.
Have there been times when you have asked someone,
What'd he do now?
It's just out of control.
and the prayer is not answered? Because instead of praying for yourself,
What'd he do now?
you waited until someone else that you thought had no power
My president.
would pray for you.
My president.
Prayer is something that you resort to immediately and not as a last
My
resort.
president.
You need to learn how to pray preemptively. You need how to pray ahead of time.
So Bishop,
Don't always
According to the
be praying
evangelicals,
in response.
Jesus is in the White House.
Pray before it happens.
by your left foot.
Lord, cover my child.
Yeah, my other one.
Develop your relationship
But
with
the
God
thing
with this
is that you're
dynamic
talking-
teaching
you're
on
making this
CD
question
or
old school.
DVD, which is
Stupid.
right to us.
Right,
Visit
and
our
see, that's the thing
website
is,
or
yeah,
call
the kids, they're
1-800-591-8480.
but they're little virus carriers that they're going to take it home. They'll get over it, but they're going to kill their parents.
They don't know they shouldn't be okay with it. The parents are supposed to know that. They're counting on the parents knowing that.
Instagram and YouTube. On Facebook, you'll be up to date on the latest happenings. You can watch our Sunday services on Facebook Live.
Oh no, Barron's not going back to school. His school's
Words
closed.
of wisdom and encouragement can be found on Twitter.
Barron Trump's school is closed.
Certain points as they happen in our weekly worship
So he
service.
pushing you to send yours back. His ain't going.
Be blessed by the inspirational and
This
special
governor was
readings that are highlighted
governor of Kentucky. He says, he would send his.
our ministry. And if it's a video you want, subscribe to the Bethany Baptist Church channel on YouTube. See the celebrations, the special events, and the many, many people who are helping to transform lives one at a time. Stay connected with David G. Evans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and become a member of our broadcast family today.
What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Aren't you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course. From ridiculous to radical to real, this means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, from ridiculous to radical to real, and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to
Oh, we're on now.
We're on now?
Yeah. Hi.
Sorry for the delay. We couldn't say technical difficulty. We're having human difficulties. Okay. We have some operator headspace going on this morning. Praise the Lord. And whose voice is that?
That's your voice. Where's that coming from?
This is.
Right. All right, we good. All right.
Sound like the Twilight Zone up in here this morning.
All right, we good.
We control the vertical.
Yeah.
We control the horizontal. You remember that show? This is the Twilight Zone. Praise the Lord. Welcome to On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on David G. Evans One, any smart device in your possession. Thank you for our worldwide audience joining us once again. We are so honored that you've taken the time. Our call-in numbers today, 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267. Give us a call. Let's talk. You've arrived. You've landed on Point. We've been on the air for about, what?
A long time.
8-9 years now?
A little longer than that.
Longer than that?
Longer than that. Yeah.
Has it been longer than that?
Yeah, it's been on probably 11, probably about 15, 16 years. Yeah.
Is it 16 years now?
Somewhere around there.
Wow.
Before I got married, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've been on a while.
It's a long time. Yeah.
And we're so glad we have the most intelligent callers in the universe joining us from all around the world. And we're so honored to have this privilege. The phone lines are lighting up, 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-74-EVANS. Joining me, of course, is our world-famous co-host, Reverend Nicholas A. Smith. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. Good morning,
And
sir.
our crack staff
Yes.
is making this program possible today.
Yes.
We're looking forward to a conversation. Now, a couple hot things in the news.
Mm-hmm.
Our president is doing the dictator thing and sending troops into civilian areas and sweeping them up like they do in places like Nicaragua in vans without any charges and taking them in. All that is third world nonsense that's going on right now, and I don't know how people can get with that. But if I understand our country, some people won't be incensed until it happens to somebody that they're related to or someone that they know.
Well, he's only sending them into Democratic-controlled areas, so his constituents don't care, because to them, Chicago's like the worst place in the world.
Okay.
Portland, all that's going on there,
Okay.
all the protests.
Okay. But there's not all black people protesting in Portland.
I know, but
There's not all the black people that live in Portland.
yeah, right. That part's
Okay.
more because we know Portland's they're going strong with these protests.
Yeah, and they're not backing up.
Not at all. They're getting tear gassed, and they're still out there just.
The mayor was out there getting tear gassed.
Mm-hmm.
He was describing what it was like.
Yeah.
So I see the Georgia governor is still up to his shenanigans.
Yes.
He bans the mandate on wearing masks during this time,
Yep.
and he's suing Atlanta for requiring it.
Yep. Keisha Lance Bottoms is holding to it, saying y'all keep wearing these masks. And I don't know what the president has on these governors or what he's promised them, but Georgia and Florida mainly are just off the hook with
They seem to be balancing their entire political life, reputation, legacy, on this brief relationship with someone who won't even know their names once they're out of office.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to do anything for them once he's gone.
Yep. Yeah.
I saw something on the news the other day. Is John Trump on the outs with his dad right now?
Don Jr.
John is it John or Don?
Don Jr.
Is he out right now?
I don't know. I'm not sure, but I know he's criticized them publicly before. So
Okay, I saw this video, and you can't really trust the videos
yeah.
these days. But I saw one that looked like it could have been spliced and diced,
Yeah.
and it looked like he was criticizing the administration, criticizing his father.
Oh no.
So I think they took some remarks out of context and put
Yeah,
them together
they put
and
'em together. Yeah.
called it a video for Trump. But so coronavirus hospital data will not be sent to the White House. Of course, that made sense because that was so obvious a subversive move. that even he and his staff had to say, we're not going to do it.
They're not going to do it?
No, they're not going to do it for a while. They said we won't do it for a month.
They trying to cover this data, but you can cover the data all you want to. People dying are still going to. You can't cover that up.
You can't hide that. You can't hide the hospitals are full and overflowing. You can't hide it.
Yep.
You know, but all that. It's like that illustration you gave the other day. If you don't check the mailbox, it doesn't mean the mail hasn't arrived at the house.
My bills are still due.
Yeah, it's just. And I saw a little bit on Breonna Taylor.
Yeah.
They said she was alive briefly. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. They did nothing.
So, I'm watching the news, and the governor from Missouri says, and I'm compressing the entire interview. Might as well send them back to school. They're going to catch it anyway. They'll take it home to their kids, but all they'll have is a little sniffles. So I'm saying to myself immediately, either his children are grown, or he doesn't have any grandchildren. Because no one that really cared would say, send them anyway, taking a chance that it may kill them. And then they're finding that the children don't have as severe symptoms many times. But they're walking away with neurological damage from COVID. So I don't get with these governors are suddenly showing so little compassion for the children in their state, connected to the parents in their state. So they've decided that the flow of federal money, because the president says so, I'm going to send kids to school and they better go, or we're not, or we're going to, there's somebody some kind of retaliation. What the heck is that?
Yeah, it is. Especially when they're not sending their kids back. The congressman from Florida, I think it's something Scott literally said on camera.
Yeah.
We want to send our kids back to school. It's going to be okay. Then they asked him point blank, are yours going back to school? He said, my grandkids are going to continue distant learning. They're not sending their kids back.
Because they know it's dangerous.
Exactly.
And then the teachers, I understand, are screaming.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to go back in there either, because I think you can do all you want to do, all you say you're going to do. You will not control those kids all day long.
Right.
It will not happen.
Right.
That you know, they're going to get, especially the little ones.
Yeah, it's like trying to herd cats, man.
I mean,
and
they're germ kennels without COVID.
Right.
You know, they pass stuff off to each other, in each other's faces. They're wiping their noses and touching their friends. And I mean, it's
Look, if
untenable.
If they bring a cold home and make the whole house sick.
In a minute.
Just a regular cold.
Bacterial breeding grounds. That's
Right.
what they are.
Like, come on, man. Like a petri dishes, man.
Man, come on, man. I'm telling you, I call them germ kennels.
Yeah.
Because as soon as one of them gets sick, it's like, there goes the rest of us.
Right. And they have no couth on, not
in your face.
Sneezing in your face.
In your face. Let me smell you, Dad. Come on.
They get over in 3 days.
Come on.
We 2 weeks into it, medicating and
well, they running through the house with 104 fever.
Yeah.
We're laying in the hospital, you know. Come on. The lines are lighting up. 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267. We've got Ricardo from New York City, Sean from Pennsylvania. We've got Donna. Doesn't say where she's calling from, but let's go to Ricardo. Hello, Ricardo. How are you?
I am blessed, my brother. God bless you, my brother.
Doing great. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, man. I know the last time I messed you up, man. Sorry about that. My bad.
Okay. How's New York City doing?
It's good, man.
It's good?
I gotta go to ATL, man. I hear ATL is the best.
ATL?
Yeah, Georgia, man.
When you going there?
Probably next year. You know, probably if I come to you, you know, what state you guys on? I'll stop by, you know.
So how was worship this week?
Well, it's good. You know, God is good. Thank God for that. You know, I get the Holy Spirit. I pray to God. I pray for you and for your on point. Thank God for that. And Reverend Smith, you know, I pray for him too and his family, you and your family too and your congregation. Thank God for that.
Amen.
And my pastor pray for you guys too, you know.
Yeah, did you give your pastor our greetings last week?
Yeah, I did. He said thank you for the greetings and everything. And he's gonna pray for you guys, man. You know,
right.
Keep on doing what you're doing. You know, the Christian, you know, this work for God. You know, keep on, you know.
Thank you. What's on your mind today? You have a comment?
My comment?
Yes.
I don't know right now, but I need a prayer request. You want to pray for me?
Okay.
That's all I need.
What's your prayer request?
I need to pray for my finance. It's going good, but I need more you know, to help the world. I mean, out there. I know it's kind of tough right now because
Okay.
of COVID-19, but I need to pray for for my family, my friends, the whole world there, the whole nation, the president. You know, pray
Okay.
for that too.
I'll make sure I put you on my prayer list today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we pray. I also pray for my family. You know, for
Absolutely.
jobs, my nieces and nephews, my sister in Florida. Pray for her too. You know.
Yeah, we always pray for faith, family, finance, miracles, jobs, and businesses.
Yeah.
Opportunities.
Thank you very much. Yeah, pray for my business too, man. Thank God for praying, man. That's all I need to call for in the prayer. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, praise God for you and your family and your Reverend Smith. Pray for, you know. I thank God you guys doing a good job, and all the people around there, you know.
All right, you
I shall be safe all day, man.
You stay strong, man.
I keep on praying for you guys.
All right, see you soon.
See you soon, bro. Maybe one day I come meet you guys, man. You know.
Absolutely.
No, just take me to the state. I stop by one day. You know?
Okay. We're in New Jersey, man.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
I'm right in New York, so, you know, but I'm going to go, you know, not this year, next year. I'm going to.
Yeah, you stay up in New York for a while till everything calms down.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's New York, but you never know what's happening in New Jersey, man.
Yeah.
There's no place in New York City.
Yeah. All right, Doc. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother. God bless you, my brother.
Bye-bye now.
Here.
All right.
That was Ricardo from New York. 1-866-743-8267. 1-866-743-8267. Let's go to line 3. Let's talk to Sean. Hey, Sean.
Hey, Bishop, how you doing?
Man, we're trying to make it. What's going on your end of the world?
Hey, just on the subject you were talking about, I was just discussing with the wife, with my son going to have the opportunity. They're giving them the opportunity to go to the classroom or stay home.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my wife discussed, and as you were saying, I think I feel more comfortable, even though he's a senior this year, that the way they want to kind of confine him into one room and eat there and all that. What are your thoughts on something like that?
There's this subtle subconscious psychological thing going on that the virus actually can count, and that if you limit the number of people in the room, that everybody's safe. Well, that's not necessarily true. The second thing that I understand, that in confined spaces, the contraction rate, how you contracting the virus, is higher than even when you're outside.
Wow.
So and they also, there's a subconscious thing that if I only send you to school 3 days a week, you've got less chance of getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense to me.
Yes, that's for sure.
You know, when contact or lack of contact seems to be the only tactic that works at suppressing the viral nature of it. So people are not catching it if they're staying apart.
Yes.
So to
That
put
makes
kids in a room
Mm-hmm.
all day long, breathing the same air, especially in urban settings,
Amen.
just does not make sense to me.
Yes.
And you'll notice some of our leaders that are saying get them back in school are not sending theirs back.
Wow.
The president's son's school is closed and will not open.
Yep.
Wow. That's something. But I appreciate you and Pastor Nick Bishop sharing some stuff, because I've noticed that when we're looking at the media, even people of faith, get so caught up in the media and don't understand you receive what you believe. And if they take time out for all the opportunities that you're sharing, and Pastor Nick, I see him on constantly, and the young people, that can get you some of the information so people don't get stuck and buy into this thing.
Yeah.
Because if you keep receiving COVID and believing it, next thing you know, you're in it.
And I think what's happening is there's this invulnerability that I know we had when we were younger. When I was 20s, in my teens and my 20s, even in my early 30s, you don't have much concern for your personal safety.
Correct.
And I'm watching these kids as I'm riding around and seeing these shopping centers and these restaurants and these places where they're serving alcohol, and the kids are not only without masks, they're up in each other's faces.
Correct.
And the problem is, some people think asymptomatic means you don't have it. They don't realize it means you might have it and not have any symptoms. So they're qualifying themselves by saying, I feel fine, nothing's wrong with me. If you're asymptomatic, you don't know that.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Or information given them that the people don't understand. They just assume.
Yeah.
But I appreciate what you guys are doing. My son, I'm probably going to keep him because they have 9 weeks. The decisions. I said, son, this is 9 weeks. I know you're getting a little. You know how kids are. He's a teenage boy, so they're boredism. And he's like, I think I'm losing. I said, hey, I got a couple people, counselors. We can go sit down together if you feel fearful and talk things out. I said, don't let the enemy mess with your mind because where the mind goes, the man follows.
And you know the other thing that's really good?
Mm-hmm.
I know something very therapeutic around the house that'll work.
Okay.
My grandmother used it a lot. Chores.
Chores, right.
Take out the trash.
Yeah, you need something to do?
Right.
Let's work on this room today.
That's the worst thing to say. I'm bored. I have nothing to do.
Oh,
really?
Oh, you don't have anything to do?
Right.
Look, we got plenty of projects around here you can help out with.
And don't ask for no allowance.
Right.
Yeah, but anyway, blessings to y'all. I appreciate you very much.
God bless you, Doc.
Keep up the good work.
Talk to you.
Take care, man.
All right, later.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Got Donna on line for 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267. Call, give us your opinion on the wisdom of sending the children back to school when in most states the viral transmission is rising, hospitalizations percentages are going up, and they want to send our kids back to school in the midst of the virus increasing in its contagion, not decreasing.
Yep.
They're actually, I think, setting up a crisis, a viral crisis in the schools where we'll see it go up among children. Because you cannot control where people come from, who they're exposed to. And I don't know. Tell us what you think.
And you can't trust parents they got to go to work to pay the bills. They know their child is sick.
They'll send them to daycare anyway.
They're going to send them anyway.
Which is insane to me.
Yeah.
I understand economic pressure. I really do.
Yeah.
But this whole thing coming from the government, I could see we're going to raise $1 trillion for some kind of COVID aid.
Yeah.
Why can't some of that be for one of the parents that has to stay home so we don't continue to spread this? So maybe by the end of the year, the businesses can come back in full force. But, you know.
If they would have handled this the right way from the beginning, we wouldn't be this far down into it.
But I understand which pharmaceutical company is negotiating a $2 billion deal with the government right now for a vaccine.
The one you said in Oxford or over?
No. One of the AstraZeneca, one of those ones right here, negotiating with the government for a $2 billion deal.
I wonder what the prices are going to be like for the vaccine. I'm sure they're going to be.
I think the government pays the pharmaceutical company.
Okay.
And the pharmaceutical company gives it to us for free.
Okay.
That's what I think is going to happen. Because if they come out saying they're going to charge for the vaccine, there's going to be a problem.
Okay.
You know, because knowing Big Pharma,
Yeah.
it'll be $1,000 shot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you know, folk won't be able to take it.
Yeah. And it's gonna be something they gotta redo later.
Yeah. Let's talk to Donna on line 4. Good morning, Donna.
Good morning, Bishop Evans. How you doing today?
All right. How you doing? Welcome to On Point.
Thank you. Good morning, Pastor Nick. How you doing today,
How are you?
sir?
Good.
I just have a comment, and then I had 2 questions to ask y'all. I wanted to tell you about the African American Chambers of Commerce speech.
Yes. Which one?
It was that you did last.
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah.
It was excellent.
Yeah.
It was profound, and it was on time.
Thank you.
And I really believe that the nation need to hear that.
Where did you hear it? Where did you hear it?
It was posted yesterday on Facebook.
It was on Facebook yesterday.
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't see it.
It was excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was timely, and I maybe I should send it to CNN.
Go ahead and do it.
Go on, do it.
All right. I have 2 questions.
Okay.
That I need. Okay. Now, when they send military in, is a military trained to shoot and kill at any agitation? That's my first question. And the second question is, evangelical Caucasian brothers and sisters laid hands on President Trump in the beginning, and I seen something like a few months earlier he doesn't know the way, the truth, or the life. So shouldn't they be held accountable to tell him the truth?
Well, let's go 3 things. First, thank you for your interest in the video. I was not aware that we had posted it yesterday. So I'm anxious to see what the response is to it, the national response, the local response, and then the national response. I'm really anxious to see how all our followers process that video. So thank you for mentioning it, and thank you for really supporting what we tried to do that day.
You're welcome, sir.
I think that a few Saturdays ago, we shared some information. There is a video on a pastor, a Reverend Shank, is his name?
Right, yeah, Shank. Yeah.
A Reverend Shank, where he is one of the evangelicals that you're referring to. And he talked very, very directly, succinctly about the deal that they cut with the president. And the deal was basically this: to support what he does, not criticize him, and he'll give them the top 2 or 3 things on their wish list.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So they decided to basically, if you will, compromise their position to get what they want. And if you notice, the deal is such, they're silent about a lot of things that historically they would be very vocal about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the sound of silence is so loud from my brothers that are on that side. And it's because they said we're going to support you, which means we can't criticize you.
Right.
So when you would hear stuff about the morality or the lying or the treason and all that stuff, they're not going to say anything because they've cut this deal, and he's given them judges. Mm-hmm. He stood strong on the abortion issue that they like, and it was a deal cut. You got to see this video by Reverend Shank.
I tried to look it up. I couldn't find it.
Schaenk.
Yeah, Rob Shank.
Okay.
Rob Shank.
Okay.
And your third question was what? That second one.
If they send military in.
Oh, now, each mission has its own set of orders. And when they come in, the unnecessary violence is part of the rules of the military. They're not supposed to come in and just willy-nilly start shooting people. The problem is they're actually substantiating the reason in the Constitution that people have a right to bear arms. It's because if the country starts coming out after you, the Constitution says you have a right to bear them. I'm paraphrasing now. So we're setting up a situation where the reaction of the people is appropriate to the presence of the military throwing tear gas, all that kind of stuff. I don't think any of it's right.
Right.
But constitutionally, this right to bear arms thing is about arming a militia due to an invading government.
Right.
And the president is making another mistake, sicking troops on American citizens. It's just flat out wrong.
Yes, I agree.
Just flat out wrong. And we're not going to say anything until this shows up in our local neighborhoods. A lot of people are going to be quiet until it happens to somebody we know.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, because I know good, because I said I'm going to ask you, Pastor Nick, your mindset on that.
Mm-hmm. It's just wrong.
Because I know it's wrong.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. There's no way to justify it. You let local law enforcement handle it. You start talking to the leaders of the protests if you can find them, and you find a way to settle the thing down. And they do have a right to protect the federal building, but that is not permission to send troops into every city that you desire to send them into because of political theater.
Especially when there was Bundy crowd in 2014 when they took over that government building and they sent in the feds. Mm-hmm. Them folks was talking about our freedom. They had their guns out when the feds came.
Absolutely.
But it was during Obama years.
So it was okay.
Wow.
These people, man,
it's such an inconsistent set of values that it's disgusting. Yep. We've said it 1,000 times. Behavior that this president has exhibited would have gotten President Obama impeached every other day of the week.
Yep.
Absolute truth, Bishop.
You know, there's no way around it now. There's no way around it. This guy's insulting. My president is insulting. He's venomous. And they're excusing his behavior. Our previous president was as nice as you could be.
Yes.
And politicians were in his face disrespecting him. And nothing was said.
Did.
Nothing was said.
Sure did.
It's a very, very, very vacillating, oscillating set of standards that I believe is absolutely disgusting.
It is, Bishop, because I'm still abhorred after 4 years that they allow a man get in political office with no political experience. I am.
Well, they'd already set that up. You know, you got actors that became governors that ran for president and won. Ronald Reagan was an actor who became a governor, who became president and won.
That's true.
You know, so, come on now.
That's true. That's true.
So
I wondered if that's true.
Because the whole political scene has shifted from not so much experience in politics, but appeal to the public. And Reagan was, you know, a phenomenal presenter. He was a phenomenal presenter.
Yeah.
And I seen past Nick, and I seen the other video when you was preaching in church and you saying touch 3 people's hands. That's hilarious.
Yeah, you see what I'm working with, don't you? You keep me in prayer because they got something going all the time.
We got another one we're planning now.
You got another one coming now?
It's gonna be really cool.
Did you see the baptism?
Yes, that was hilarious.
Oh, they're so foolish. So foolish.
But I'm gonna be on my assignment, Bishop, because I really believe I've been praying for months that you get an interview on CNN with Larry King. So I'm gonna be on my I'm gonna do my job.
Yeah, hope not Larry King.
Like Larry, you mean like Don Lemon or somebody?
Yeah, maybe Joy Reid or something. All right,
but
guys.
I am going to send it to CNN.
Thank
you.
Thank
you, sir. Thank y'all for listening.
All right, bye-bye now.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
We're going to, is it Rodney or Dwakia? And that's line 1? Dwakia?
Hi, good morning.
How are you? Welcome to On Point.
D.
Hello, Pastor Nick. Hello, Bishop.
Going on, D.
Hey, I have a comment to make.
Go ahead.
My cousin was murdered recently,
Mm-hmm.
very sad to say, in Chicago.
Okay.
And they had her wake on Thursday.
Uh-huh.
And they were not social distancing.
That's not wise.
I said, are they afraid of the people out there? Because they never found the killer yet. So I said, maybe they are scared to turn the people away. You know, I'm thinking maybe a few people come in, view the body, leave.
Mm-hmm.
No, they were crowded.
It was packed in there?
Yes.
People are going to get sick.
I know. I wasn't there because I'm here in Jersey,
Yeah.
but my cousin FaceTimed me so that I wouldn't miss it.
Mm-hmm.
And while he was walking up, I said, all those people in there? And no one's social distancing?
Wow.
So that's a concern.
Were they masked?
No.
Oh, no.
Only a few. My cousin who called me, he had a mask on. I was happy about that. But a lot of them are young. But she was only 33. So majority of the crowd.
That's foolishness.
Yes.
It's foolishness.
But it just concerns me about Chicago because I feel like they just don't care out there.
They are.
Well, I think we go back to the sense that they're not taking it seriously. There's a misinterpretation of how the virus can be transmitted. You've got some people saying that it's harder to catch than the common cold. When actuality, transmission you can't control.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know your physical capacity for dealing with the virus. You know, you may be one of those people that get all the symptoms. You may be one of those people that just gets a cough. Mm-hmm. But it's no less contagious.
Yep.
So
Right.
that Americans don't take things seriously until it lands in their living room. Some people are not going to take the thing seriously until someone in their family gets this thing. And we're seeing a lot of that. You know, politicians saying this is a big hoax, and then when their family members come down with it, then they got to apologize publicly. I didn't take it seriously. I'm sorry. But what about all the people that listened to you and said, okay, this guy says it's okay to go to this bar. This guy says it's okay to go to this restaurant. This guy says, you know. And then it's like some of my peers that had church, brought the people together. For whatever reason, half the people in attendance come down with the virus. You know, I know of 22 or 24 bishops in New York that passed away from COVID. I know of 8 in Detroit that passed away from COVID because they insisted on bringing the people into one room. So you have to have faith and wisdom. Faith and common sense will work. Faith and wisdom will work.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah. I was too scared to go because, and some of my aunts.
I'm glad you didn't go.
Yeah.
Because to walk into that environment is really not safe. You know, our motto here at the church, people asking us when we're going to come again, when it's safe for grandma, then it's safe for everybody.
That's right.
That's when, if it's not safe for grandma, it means it's not safe.
I agree. Okay, well, I won't hold you all.
All right.
I got a newborn and a toddler, so I
Talk
don't
to
want
you now.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks for calling us. Rodney, how you doing?
Hello, Bishop and Pastor Nick.
We're doing all right, man. How you this morning?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful.
Welcome to On Point.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I still say y'all the dynamic duo. Y'all the real dynamic.
Thank you.
Yes. My comment is, you know, my wife and I, we was having a discussion about our 5-year-old, about him going back to school.
Yeah.
And my son is like, he has 2 settings, on and off.
Yeah.
When he gets up, he's at 100.
Yeah.
And as much as I would love for him to give us a few hours of
Can't do it, Doc.
I can't do it. His life is too important.
Yes, can't do it.
You know, God has allowed us to have this child, and it's our responsibility to keep him safe. And I see no way, no justification to send him to a place where he could possibly lose his life. And I just do not agree with the government's concept of what they consider to be wisdom.
How old is the boy?
He's 5.
Man, my grandson is like an Irish setter. He runs until he drops. And then he wakes up and starts running again. Everything's loud, everything's fast, everything's crashed into. I'm like, man, if you survive, gotta stop hitting your head on stuff.
Right.
Jesus, keep me near the cross.
Oh, okay, so I'm not the only one.
No, man. You know, he's like an Irish setter, I'm telling you. And drops down and rests anywhere he is. Kitchen floor, living room floor, on you for a minute, and bang, he's up again. Good God from Zion.
Non-stop.
Yes. I wish we could bottle that energy.
Oh, man. I wish I could plug into him every now and then, get a jump. Put some cables on it.
Yeah, and I mean, he was so wild. He ran to the corner of our table.
Yeah, man.
Corner of the table, hurt himself, and few minutes later, it was just like nothing had happened.
Doc, they have athletes' memory, Doc. Yep. They forget the last game real fast.
Yeah.
I missed that shot. That was last game.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Yeah,
man.
But one more thing too. I have a second book coming out in a couple of weeks, and what I discuss in the set is a book of fiction. Of course, you remember my first book, The Celestial Nights. It's a continuation of that. And what I discuss in that is the downfall of the United States.
Okay.
And it's amazing how, you know, I'm looking at the things with Black Lives Matter, the whole thing with COVID-19, and it looks like everything is building up to a point where we're setting up this country for basically a civil war.
It won't get there.
And And I keep hearing these 4 words: Mene, Mene, Tekel, Upharsin.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to me as if the United States has been judged again, weighed, and now judgment is set upon the nation.
Okay.
But the thing about it sounds distressing, but it has to happen. People who have faith and have walked with God that don't have nothing to be afraid of, because the Father promised He was going to take care of us.
Okay.
And I just I don't like to be a naysayer or somebody who just look at doom and stuff like that. But it's sad that the deterioration of this country, what everything has come down to, and we need more people like you who aren't afraid to say that which needs to be said. I just desire to see you really on a worldwide front when you get the recognition where people can hear the wisdom that comes from you and Pastor Nick.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. When did you write your book?
The first book I wrote, it came out in 2015.
When did you write the second one?
The second one, I just completed it, and I put it in the publisher's hands at the beginning of the week.
Okay. Because I'm part of a movie called Negative Exposure.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can go on our site, or you can look up Negative Exposure Film, and you'll see we completed the movie in February, right before the shutdown. And the reason I asked you was because everything that we're experiencing right now is in the movie. So yeah, we know the Lord's hand was on it, and it's quite a concept, and it's garnering some viewership online that I think is very encouraging, and we're moving now to negotiate with some distributors and whatnot. But if you get a chance, you can go on my site and look up the Negative Exposure Film and see what you think. I think the relevance of it is absolutely amazing.
I definitely would do that. And I will keep you informed of when the second book comes out.
Absolutely. Good.
All right.
Good to talk to you, man.
Nice talking to you too, Bishop.
Talk to you soon.
All right.
1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267. This is On Point. We got
17 minutes.
Got 17. Let's go to Angela. Hey, Angie.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you? How you doing?
Doing the best I can, sir.
I hear you now.
Just want to say good morning to you and Pastor Nick.
Good morning.
My first comment has to do with that commerce speech.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Did you see it?
I absolutely saw it. I had to watch it twice.
I'm the only one that didn't see it on my site.
It was up yesterday afternoon.
I don't know. I saw it yesterday.
Did you?
Yesterday.
Yeah, posted last
So it was on the same time we were doing the EWC, the East Coast Connection thing?
That was Thursday.
That was Thursday? Oh, it came up Friday.
It came up Friday, yes. Yeah.
Okay, they posted Friday. So you saw it, Angela?
It was so well done.
We were on an online meeting when it came up.
It was so well done.
Wow. Thank you.
You know, I often wonder, I know you don't want the demotion, but I often wonder why you won't run for office.
One day when we have the time, I'll tell you the story on air about when I was going to run for a congressional seat here, and the humorous part and the serious part about why I ultimately could not do it, and why they were suggesting that I might not be fit for it because I actually wanted to do some good. Yeah. And to politicians, it's their lifeblood.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, it's a gladiator sport to them. It's a blood sport.
Right. They asked Billy Graham why he wouldn't run for office. He said he didn't want the demotion.
Yep. And it you know, I can't see serving, although I have friends who served in both capacities and were able to do some tremendous things for their neighborhoods. Floyd Flake, a couple others that are serving. I got another friend of mine is running for office in, I think, Georgia now.
Okay.
Rayfield, can't think of his name, but he's ahead.
Okay.
You know, so we're looking.
Good.
So every king had a priest.
Mm-hmm.
So we are supposed to speak truth to power. We see Samuel in that role with David. David could always count on Samuel to tell him the truth in any situation he was in.
Right.
You know, so there is a place for us in that context.
I just think as we lose leaders like John Lewis,
Yeah.
Adding your voice to the mix would be phenomenal.
And
I
think I see the Lord. I think I see the Lord sifting it in at this point in my life, which I'm finding kind of ironic. You know, he waits till 68 and he starts including my voice in these conversations.
I think you've been groomed for it your entire life. From the interviews that I've seen.
Okay.
I believe that your voice would be one that would be well respected, but I didn't call to talk about that.
Can you share that speech with all the people you know? I mean, on your.
It's already on every page I have.
Okay.
It's everywhere. You know, I'm trying to figure out how to get it on YouTube. But anyway,
it's on YouTube already.
It's on his page already.
It's on there. Good.
It's on that David G. Evans one.
It is so well done.
Thank you.
I mean, it's just really, really well done.
Thank you.
What I wanted to ask you a question about was the minority. I'm a minority business owner,
mm-hmm.
and I'm wondering why none of the money that's allocated ever gets funneled to the people who really need it.
Well, this is my theory. I don't have any facts, just my theory. When this whole assistance thing first emerged, the big complaint was that smaller ministries and small businesses were not getting the money because there was a conceptual issue. What the government calls small business is 500 employees and $10 million in revenue. That's not what the average American thinks is a small business. When we think of small business, we're thinking maybe $100,000, $200,000 a year in revenue, and you got 4 employees that have been with you for 5 years since you started. And, you know, that grows to $500,000, it gets to $1 million, and you're really rolling because now you got 20 people working for you.
Yep.
That's what our concept of small business is.
Mm-hmm.
The government's concept of small business was $10 million in revenue and 500 employees.
Yep.
So they were funneling the money to those organizations. And the applications from the real small businesses were being rejected. Now, why would they do that? I believe that the government believes that small businesses are like weeds.
Mm-hmm.
Pluck one, another one will pop up in its place. So they weren't that concerned, even though they said they were. They weren't concerned, and it wasn't until people started really screaming that money started funneling down. But they were giving us more of the EIDS money than they were of that free upfront money that's going to be forgiven.
Yep.
And you know, you had companies like Ruth Chris and $10 million. You had some major ministries, $5-10 million, and a lot of smaller ministries weren't able to get through. We had to start coaching people to go to their banks, stop applying on their own. Go and listen to me closely, because you can do this. Go to your bank. Let them apply. They know the language.
Yep.
But do you still have to be in that category of what they call a small business?
No. Now the real small businesses are getting some of the money. I know one guy, sole proprietor, by himself, got 10 grand. I mean, it's not a lot to a whole lot of people, but it's a lot when it's you and you.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, but talk to your banker. They know the language. There's normally someone in the system that is designated to handle these applications.
Yep.
They can coach you through, tell you what's not going to work, all of that.
I have heard that.
It's
that.
true.
So
it's not a rumor. It's not a rumor.
Okay.
It's true.
Okay.
That PIP or PPP
yep.
and that
EIDL.
Yep. You want to ask your banker about both of those.
PPP and EIDL.
Yep. And one of those will be forgiven. The other one is a loan for 30 years at 2.5 or 2.75%. And if you use it, I understand if you use it for what you are supposed to use it for, it may turn into a grant also.
Yep.
Great.
So something that comes on looking like a debt becomes revenue if you use it like you should.
Oh, great. That is fantastic. Thank you guys so much.
Absolutely.
My last comment is you guys are working so hard, it's probably time to plan another vacation.
Where you going to go?
Right. What we going to do? What we going to do? What we going to do?
Go home.
Right. With kids running around, ain't no vacation.
No, come to work.
Right, come to work. Right, come to work. Come to work. Exactly. That's the vacation.
Yeah, we come to work.
Well, you guys are doing a phenomenal job.
God bless
Thank
you.
you so much.
Talk to you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
We got Danny, and then we got Deborah Niles. Dr. Niles is on the line. Danny's on line 1. Yo, Dan.
Good morning, Bishop. Good morning, Pastor Nick.
How you doing?
How are y'all today?
Doing good, man. How you?
Getting confused more and more. I just don't understand what's going on, and seeing the things that have transpired, what's going on, and I try to keep you all abreast of what's actually going on in the truth of the matter, especially what's going on in Florida. The thing that I've found out and that I've learned is that the figures that they're giving, they are not the true figures. Whatever the figures are, just double it.
Okay.
And you'll come up with the truth on it. As I told you before, the situation that I guess maybe about 4 weeks, a month ago, they were out of room in the hospitals. The staffing is a problem because, yes, you can have, like they say, well, we still have 10% left.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the ideal situation is to have one nurse for one patient.
Right.
Now you have one nurse that's waiting on 2, 3 patients at one time. Now, who do you go and take care of?
Right.
And the situation also is that here you have in Florida, you have people that are now opting not to even go to the hospital, not to go to the doctor because of what they know is happening, where people are just left there. They see their families no more, and they die alone.
Wow.
So when the numbers, if they pass away at home,
not a statistic, is it?
Right.
Haven't gone to the hospital, haven't been diagnosed.
Exactly.
Haven't been tested.
Right.
Wow.
Right. So we don't have the true number as to what's happening.
Wow.
Also, we have people that come into the country illegally. They're not going to go because they'll take the chance of surviving, and they're never tested.
Wow.
And then we have this thing that they call a self-test.
Okay.
Where instead of the actual nurse administering the test, you do it yourself.
Now, how effective is that?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know because
how effective is that? You know, I think I'm reasonably intelligent, but I'm not testing myself.
No, not at all.
Okay. And then
not as deep as they go.
I'm with you and Pastor Nick. You've said this time and time again. If we had followed the rules from the very beginning and waited out, we would never be where we are today.
No, we'd have some light at the end of the tunnel, but
and our governor, I'm not. It's a joke. I mean,
you know, they're calling your state and your city, you know, White House South or something.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
that's what it is. I told you from the beginning that's Pence's assistant.
But I don't understand why your governor thinks that this allegiance at the expense of the constituency, the citizens in the state, is worth him doing this. Is the president's approval that coveted that they would sacrifice the lives of the people that they swore to protect?
And the thing that gets me is that the actual reporting that we had before, where they would have the conference on the pandemic, has been taken over by the president, which now turns into a political situation where we learn nothing as to what the plan is to fight this particular situation.
Well, he has no plan. I think my president thinks by doing these press things they do, I think he thinks that's exhibiting leadership. But all he's really doing is reporting statistics and saying that we're doing all right. Maybe I'm a little pragmatic. I don't think we're doing okay if people are dying. I don't think we're doing okay if the numbers are going up. Now, this is what's amazing. Pastor Nick, if they're suppressing the numbers and the numbers are still where they are, that's not doing good.
Not at all. Not at all.
I don't call the economy doing well with 60 million people on unemployment.
Yep.
That's not doing
well.
good.
Yep.
Maybe he means at his house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a certain group.
Yeah.
You know the stimulus thing, they were trying to put the tax cuts for the rich in there.
Okay.
That was what was holding it. The second one up.
Oh, really?
They wanted to put in there a payroll tax something, and something to help the rich during this stimulus.
During this time?
During this time, yes. And they were going to try to block the new stimulus package unless that was in there. Now all of a sudden we're not going to do that now. I guess because of uproar.
It got out.
They got out.
That's ridiculous. Dan, we got to go, man.
Okay.
How's my sister doing?
It's very, very good, very good. And we thank you all, and we're praying for each and every one there and your complete staff, you and Pastor Nick. And God bless you all. We love you.
All right. See you soon, man.
All right. Be blessed.
Now, tomorrow, before we go to Dr. Niles, today, 12 noon, we've got our drive-in service. We invite everybody to come down to the plaza and participate at 12 noon. Tomorrow is the official 30th pastoral anniversary Sunday. You can join us at 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And our special closeout service tomorrow at 6 p.m. with Bishop T.D. Jakes. So you can join us all day long. We want you to get with us and stay with us all day. The drive-in service, I understand, will not be aired tomorrow because of Prophet Amutang.
Yes.
Will be with us live all morning long, which is going to be a treat. And the drive-in service will be shown on Monday night at 8 o'clock instead of tomorrow at 12. So we have guests all day long tomorrow. You're going to be amazingly blessed by Prophet Amutang and, of course, by Bishop T.D. Jakes at 6. Reminding you, those of you that are locked out geographically, to join and want to be a part of the ministry, to join the Connections Church. That's our virtual congregation for those that are locked out geographically that want to be a part, a deeper engagement with Bethany Church. Also, you can become a part of our Connections group, which is a group that gets a bunch of stuff earlier than everybody else. And, we do some stuff on Friday. They get it live. And other people have to wait till Sunday to get it. So we want to make sure that those of you who desire deeper engagement with the ministry overall, come and join the Connections Church. And you can do that at
Connections at GoToBethany.
Connections at GoToBethany.com. Tell us you want to unite. Somebody will reach out to you and give you the next steps for becoming a part of our internet church. What else? Subscribe to David J. Evans 1 and BBC of NJ on YouTube.
COVID testing Monday.
We got COVID testing on Monday. We're feeding folk on Wednesdays between 4:30 and 5:30.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the food bank ran out of food. This week they're going to bring enough to take care of a couple hundred people. So we want you to come out if you have a need now. Don't come out and drive a Benz up to the place and talking about we need lunch for tomorrow. Come on now. Not unless you got a real serious situation. Now let's go to Dr. Niles. We got 2 minutes. Dr. Deborah.
Hey.
Good morning. Good morning, Bishop Evans. How are you?
All right,
Happy
D.
anniversary.
Thank you, DD. How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm good.
What's going on? What's your comment this morning? I know you got something good for us.
Well, where do I start? This vaccine rush is interesting because
you got a minute and a half, so get it.
Okay, I'll make it quick.
Okay.
So vaccines normally in this country have to go through, as you know, FDA approval. So unless the government's going to restrict or loosen the restrictions, and because generally you have to go through 3 phases of trials.
Okay.
Vaccines and most drugs are released in Europe and other countries before they hit the U.S.
Okay.
So, it'll be interesting to see, if we do get the first vaccine that comes out or if Europe, releases it.
Well,
so that was my comment.
England is supposed to have, they have theirs in trial now, and they got an added benefit. Sometimes they create a thing and get an added benefit. Not only does it inoculate against the disease, but it also does something with the immune system, so there's no reoccurrence at all of any type of COVID. So it's I saw the newscast. Oxford University developed it. They got a lot of brains over there. So Oxford University developed it, and it's in the trial stages, and they're really optimistic, and it looks like it's something. And then suddenly AstraZeneca comes out with they're negotiating $2 billion. I don't really trust, and this is hard to say, I see enough drugs on television,
man,
that may cure your thing but kill you. I don't know, Dr. Niles.
Yeah.
The most of the advertisement is disclaimer now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why, to get proper vaccine trials, it generally takes years.
Yeah.
They're just trying to fast track everything because people are dying. We have a pandemic.
And
the flu vaccine, every year, the coronavirus, COVID-19, is an RNA virus very similar to the flu virus. And every year we sample, the local region, and we come up with a vaccine. And sometimes the vaccine works, sometimes it's not effective. Sometimes it's good.
Is it
but
safe?
Yeah, some years, yeah.
Is it safe to
some
say?
Years,
is it safe to say that when we see advertisements for drugs that have all these side effects, is it illogical to assume that they've been fast tracked?
Thoroughly. Because the FDA is still very strict with, you have to go through 3 trials. Usually they start testing in animals, then they go to humans, and you have to have a certain amount of people tested. And then the vaccine or drug is submitted to the government, the FDA, for approval. And they look at the data and the research. I don't know how they're going to fast track this, because everyone was talking about 18 months, and we're not nowhere near 18 months with this pandemic.
I could never understand how they could release a drug that might have you thinking about killing yourself.
Right. Yeah. Suicidal ideations.
That tells me that was fast tracked.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, those drugs were out 10, 15 years before those labelings came. So over time, they realized that people were killing themselves. So, and that's what happened. And I don't know if you remember, I know it's probably time to get off the air.
Yeah.
But some drugs are released, we use them, and then they're pulled off the market.
Absolutely.
So I've been in my career long enough to see that happen. So I hope they don't release this vaccine too soon.
Okay.
But we need a virus.
Or either get it from somewhere else where it's safe.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Doc.
You're welcome.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
This has been On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. I'm so tired today, I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. On any smart device at David G. Evans 1. Thank you so much for joining us. Come join us at our noonday service today, our drive-in service. Binge us all day long, starting 8 a.m. in the morning. Prophet Daniel Amotang is our very special guest in the morning. 6 o'clock, we close out with Bishop T.D. Jakes. If you can, go to our site and watch the video that I did for the African American Chamber of Commerce, and then share it with everybody you can possibly share it with, please. I think you'll be blessed by it. And what else do we have, Pastor Nick?
That's it.
For Reverend Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans. Stay strong. I'll see you next time.